One of my passions, look, I'm like everybody at home. I laugh at private lake shows, fishing shows. I also scour the countryside for good private lakes. The thing about it is, you know, when I grew up, we didn't have a boat, so I had to beg. You know, we had a little 12-foot aluminum boat with a 9.9 till I was 15, 16 years old. I'm like everybody that's watching this, man. I beg anybody, can I fish your pond? Can I fish your lake? Small lake junkie. I'm a small pond junkie. It's how I grew up fishing. I do a lot of testing lures here, testing rods, testing reels, for the simple fact that you're going to test your equipment on this lake. You're going to test your equipment. The other side of it is, I'm like every single person on planet Earth. I just really like topwater bites. You're gonna see them, a lot of them. Yeah! Every time that I've done a striking pro team journal, we're always on big water, or Lake Huron or Lake St. Clair. And today we're actually gonna do very small water. Every single one of you has that little place, that little, talking about hidey hole. We're on what I think is one of the best small lakes that I've ever been on. We do a lot of testing for striking and lures on this body of water. It's gonna be a beatdown. Let's go. Let's go. A topwater, whether it's a pad perch, a popping perch, or a sexy frog, is a crazy, crazy good bait when fish initially just get shallow. Uh-oh. Now you see how that fish just, that fish just slurped that bait. Getting it. Hey now. If I could slow that little critter down right there, that pad perch. And here's the beautiful thing about this. Like I could feel that back. That's a perfect pre-spawner. Is, now. This time of year, like right when they get up and start to nose around, when it's just heated up, is same principle as when we've shot jerkbait shows. Big one right there. Cold water, fish a jerkbait slow, right? Warm water, fish a jerkbait fast. It is the same principle with a topwater bait, whether it's a sexy frog or a pad perch. When it's chilly in the morning, slow yourself down, slow that topwater down, and as it warms up through the day, we're gonna be able to talk to them. I mean, man, I am corked out of my mind right now. You hear this about jerkbaiting in really cold water, is the colder it is, the slower the cadence. The warmer it is, the faster the cadence. That's exactly how this show started. Right there. And the other thing about this, if you notice when I hit that fish, oh my gosh, look at the size of that bass. Whenever you are fishing a topwater bait, you want a very high speed reel. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hoy. That is a perfect bass. You want a high-speed reel to where these fish are real hot right now when you hit them, and they're going about 90 miles an hour. Would you look at that? That's the first open water bite I got today. That was fabulous. Big one. I'm fairly convinced when we all go to heaven, like bass fishing heaven, it's gonna look exactly like that last bite that just happened right there. The only thing I haven't talked about yet is braided line. I've got 50-pound stealth gray braid on here. Braid actually, it lets that bait is actually very reactive. Like I can make that bait really fire and tweak and go nuts, or I can make it real subtle. The other thing about braided line, if you look at, we've only been fishing for 90 minutes. A lot of these fish are hitting this bait way out there. And that combination with a high-speed reel, braided line, there's no stretch in that line, so I can hit them way out there, and I could still get a hook to penetrate their face. Because we're catching a lot of bigger ones, you want to get it through that jawbone, and that braided line helps you do that. And when you really, if you look at this whole thing that I'm throwing, the entire thing is a system. The rod is a 7.3 Lew's signature Greg Hackney rod, 7.3 heavy action. But what's weird is, to me, it's not a true heavy action rod. It has a little bit of tip in it in case I want to get up and I want to skip around and stuff like that. That's why I like this rod a lot. The high speed 9.5 to 1 Lew's reel with 50-pound braid. And the other thing, to me, let them tell you which one. I have fished this lake we're on 100 times, and they'll tell you which one they want the most. Popping Perch. Gosh. My gosh. It literally came up like Jaws. That Popping Perch has it makes a little bit more commotion. And since it was 30 degrees here a week ago, I decided to go with a pad perch. It's just a little more subtle. You know what I mean? If you actually watch the cadence that I'm fishing it, the cadence that I'm fishing that pad perch is almost like mesmerizing. Just, it's not intrusive, it's not loud, it's really subtle and sneaky. When I get in more heavy vegetation later today, but when we get out in this wind, if this wind kicks up more, that's when I'll go to that popping perch to make a little bit more of a commotion. But what I've really found throughout the country, they'll tell you which one they want per the day and the conditions. Oh my gosh. That was a perfect example of why to use braided line, a big heavy rod like this, and a high-speed reel. That fish hit about 60 yards out there. I've not seen them get it that good. And that's one of the things about doing this. When they make that first initial surge shallow, they want to disintegrate. Look at that fish right there, dude, on that point. When those largemouth make that first push and it collides with a warming trend anywhere in the country, they want to disintegrate. Uh-oh, come on, we can party. They want to disintegrate every little bluegill or perch around them. And there's generally oh my God, that's a good backup bait on you. We hit that little span. Little guy, just a little male. Little male. But what I'm seeing is that backup bait is gonna be a big player today, all day. if you're just a beginner at bass fishing, always have a follow-up bait that sinks slowly behind a topwater, okay? Whether you get one that misses your pad perch, whether you get one that's tracking it and doesn't eat it, always have a backup bait. And my favorite for a topwater is Strike King 5-inch caffeine shad. I'm trying to mimic anything that's a nuisance to a bass before they go into their reproductive mode. I don't know if that's a female. Yeah, it is, I think. I don't think that's her. It's not, it's the male. It's a big male. So that is the male. The female's up there cruising. But what I'm seeing so far today, that's so cool. We've hit that magic 2-week stretch. Like, this is just the start of it. There was flurries down here like 5 days ago where the highs were only in the 40s and the 50s. Last night was really only the second warm night around here in the last 2 weeks. And I think yesterday morning would have been a little bit grimy compared to today. But you knew when you walked out of the hotel this morning, you were like, ooh. It's gonna get ugly, guys. Okay. All right, so what we did is we've made our way into the north end of this gig, and they're swimming all over the boat. Megan, I just learned something. Oh, that's a nice one. I told camera boat driver extraordinaire Ronnie Moore over there, he's a friend of the program, be real quiet up here right now. Hey, hold on. See that little trick right there? Straight reeling a caffeine shad. I do a lot of that for smallmouth. They'll track it, they'll track it, they'll track it, and when you see them, all you gotta do is kill. That was really cool. I didn't even hit the right spot. My God, my hands are absolutely demolished. Okay, there's a female there. Will do. Look at the one with them. My gosh. Look at this thing right here. Hold on, hold on, hold on. He's staying here. He's trying to find a bait. Oh, I need to kill him. No. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? It's like about a 9-pounder. He's under us, I think. So this was the male. The female was about twice that big. Don't move, Ronnie. There's one right in front of you. Oof. Oof. I didn't get a good hook in him, guys. It's a big one. Wow. That was absolutely incredible. Look at that. Wow, wow. That is a big one. Yeah, that's the female. Oof, oof. So I just caught the male, the cast prior. Come here, come here. Oh my gosh. Oh. Listen, dead serious. When it first gets warm and they're up just starting to make love, throw that poor little thing right there, that little pad perch. He has had a rough day, but that is awesome. It's funny, I grew up getting kicked off of golf courses and ponds until I realized, you know, if you just ask people, they'll let you onto them. But how I grew up fishing as a kid was little hollow body frogs in sewage treatment plants in Chicago. That's how I learned what we did here today. It's like being a kid again, seriously. I've been lucky enough and fortunate enough to fish all over the country and fish with some of the best fishermen ever. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a lucky dude. But when I pull out of this place, all I think about is this place. That's a big one. We have hit the right day, guys. I knew they'd be in that hole. My hands are absolutely annihilated. Uh-oh. Oh gosh. Holy sh**. Tell me one of you guys got that bite. Gosh. Did you see that? That was the best bite of the whole day. Oh. Ho, 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 ho. That's big. Oh, let me get my hand on you. Come, no. Wow. Wow. What the heck has gone on here today, man? That might have been the finest pad perch bite in the history of the pad perch. That's the one. That's a good one. Come here. Come here. Come here. That is a perfect killing machine. Seriously, in all honesty, I love going all the public water, but to play hooky with the Strike King and Lose crew, I'm not gonna lie, this is how I grew up fishing. Thanks for hanging with me. Love you guys. Be free, be free. Look at him. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna catch you again. Eat that pad perch. Go on, boy. That's why you bass fish. Like, I'm dead serious. If you look through this day on the water, growing up, seriously, and I'm just like every single one of you, I'm not lying. I laugh at fishing shows that are on private bodies of water and stuff like that, but I mean this. I come to this body of water to, number one, to practice, but to really learn how baits work, to see how fish strike baits, and it's pretty kick-ass. It's just fun, right? Special place, man. Special place. I mean, my heart has been beating all day. Don't. Gosh, that was awesome. Did you get that bite? It's like the pad perch by the end of the day had a dart, was smoking a dart and like, just throw me back out there. Yeah, seriously, man. It was like Rocky 1 against Apollo Creed in the last round. Cut me, Mick. I mean, that's what the pad perch looked like.
Next time on Pro Team Journal.
Oh. Uh-oh. Hooked up. There's a Michigan special right there. You know, in the early pre-spawn anywhere, it's all about the weather. Big key that I always do is I follow all the weather apps on my phone and just look for the conditions. You know, fish in Michigan are used to cold water, but this series of cold fronts that we've had, I mean, it snowed the last 2 days quite a bit here on and off. We've got a little bit of snow on the ground, there's flakes in the air, temperatures are in the low 30s. It's definitely gonna slow the bite down. These fish are accustomed to cold water, but this is still a pretty major event for this time of year. On a windy day like this, it's hard to do anything other than wind something, but I know it's the time of the year when these fish want to move up. Got the whole kitchen sink ready to throw at them.